Hi, my name is Lucasan, and I'm 17 years old, and this is my story of how Jesus changed my life. Okay, so I was born in a Christian home, so I always knew who God was. I always went to church. It was a weekly routine for me. So just growing up with God in my life, it was very simple. I guess for me, my parents were always loving to me, and just growing up, I was always involved with church. I would go to things like Bible study. I would be part of Sunday school. I would even teach Sunday school sometimes or assist it. I went to concerts and all that stuff. I pretty much had the full church life and the full church experience. And just like everyone else growing up, I also had to go to school. And obviously in school, you're brought into places where you don't necessarily know well about, or things happen that you don't really know what to do when it happens. So I started getting into this mindset where I was very self-opinionated. I didn't really want to listen to anyone. I didn't want someone to tell me what was good or bad. I wanted to experience it myself. So I got into this experimental stage, kind of having this whole double life where I had school and I had my church life. And as my life went on and I went on doing what I wanted to do and being self-opinionated, I started realizing that happiness wasn't very relevant in my life. Like, I'd be happy for a moment, but then a moment later it's gone. And I started getting sick and tired of this. And I started to become very negative with life. I started to kind of slack off in school, and I started putting my time in places that I really shouldn't have. And it just brought me to a really, really low point in my life where I felt unloved and alone, and it just wasn't a time of happiness, and I was just really negative. And out of desperation, I started opening up a bit to other people for opinions and for ways that I can deal with all my problems and all this sadness. And it was just perfect timing that I started to get closer with my youth, and I started going more to youth events where I was constantly reminded that God won't ever give me something that I can't handle, or that if I ever have a problem, I can bring it up to God, or I can talk to people in my youth or my youth leaders. And so I started doing that, and I started enjoying going to youth even more. I started wanting to go to youth. I started pushing my parents to always let me go to youth, because youth was my way out. Youth was what put positive stuff into my negative life. And it was also perfect timing, because that's when the retreat came, where this whole rambunctious thing started. And the moment it started, the retreat on Friday with the faith message, I just felt God pulling me closer and closer. And as the love and the hope sermon happened, it just brought me to my knees, because after that altar call, after the third message, I just zoned out, and everything came rushing into my mind, my past, what I started to learn. I started thinking about my relationship with God, and I started realizing all the wrong things that I was doing. And I realized that I was missing the three important things that we learned about that weekend, which was faith, hope, and love. And it was that I lacked that faith in God. My relationship with Him wasn't strong, and I had never put my faith into Him. And that I was putting hope in things that weren't godly, or it wasn't part of God's plan, or it just really wasn't good for me. And I'm ashamed to say this, but I was doubtful of His love. And that's why I felt so unloved, because, well, without God, then you don't really know what love is. And with all that rushing to my mind, and me realizing everything and just taking it in while I was zoned out right then and there, like in the sanctuary, I just wanted to give everything up to God. So as I got all my mind back together, I went to the altar and I dropped on my knees and I just cried everything out, and I just let everything up to Him. And I was grateful that I had people there that were able to pray for me. I had people there that were also giving up all their things to God. And it was just really comforting just having everyone there. And after that, we all started singing praises and started dancing around, singing, and just having a lot of fun after that. And I knew from then on that it'll be uphill from there, and it has been uphill from there. I've been told that I've changed so many things in my life. I'm starting to realize all the blessings that God gives me, and I'm realizing that I'm blessed in every single way, even when I'm having problems. And I'm always reminding myself, and I'm also trying to remind everyone else around me, that God will never give me anything that I can't handle. And I realize that what I really need to do is I need to work on my relationship with God and have that faith in God, in which that's what I've been working at. And I've been trying to put my hope into things that I think that God would want me to, or into godly things. I've been putting a lot of time towards youth, and also trying to help any of my school friends that are having issues. And I'm proud to say that I haven't doubted His love once, and my life has just become very positive. And I just love the fact that I have the rambunctious family always there by my side. My youth has been by my side the whole time also, and I always go to them whenever I need help, and they're always and always will be that positive part in my life. And letting God change my life was one of the best things that I could ever do. And even the fact that I was born in a Christian home and I grew up in a Christian home and I knew God my whole life, it doesn't mean that you can't stray away from God either. And by letting God take over my life again, everything's just been going more smoothly. And obviously I'm not perfect, and my life isn't perfect, and I'm still having bumps in the road, but now I have faith that I will know what to do when that happens, and I will have that help from God, because I can just kneel down wherever I am and just pray to Him. And if that's possible for me, then it's possible for anyone else. And it doesn't matter if you're born into a Christian home or if you're born into a house that is having trouble, God can change your life.